Hello everybody, Exercise 101 here, and today we're going to be setting up our project to work with Android. So we're going to need a few things like virtual joysticks. Let's get this started. First things first, just right click on your assets, import package, and cross-platform input. It'll download and import standard assets here, then cross-platform input. Go to prefabs, and we need this mobile single stick controller or control. Excuse me, I just burped there. Now go to your RPG UI. I'm currently using my RPG UI as a prefab instead of loading it via the scene. Like we're doing in our regular tutorial, we're loading it from the scene. But because this game's online, I'm doing it via the prefab instead. So just drop the hierarchy down here for our RPG UI and just drag and drop a mobile single stick controller. You can drag and drop two of them, rename them, just put a capital L and a capital R at the end of the names. Get rid of the jump button that comes parented to these. You don't need it. On the left one, mobile joystick, it'll say horizontal and vertical, and then on the right one it'll say horizontal 2 and vertical 2 in the scripts hierarchy inspector. Now with that done, you're going to want to replace the scripts on your player. So go to your NPC, find your player, your scripts at the very bottom because I've already changed them. But your player top-down camera controller, you can just right-click, remove. Same with the camera, right-click, remove. Find your custom scripts that you downloaded. So the player top-down controller and the top-down camera, it's the same names. Just drag and drop them on top of the button here. Bingo. Set yourself up the way you would normally set yourself up as regular builds, because there's no difference to these scripts, I should say, other than the fact that they work with the virtual joysticks. Now, one small thing that you could possibly run into, depending on what joysticks you use, if you don't end up using the standard assets joystick, but you end up using another one where it seems to be called sample assets, then you could run into a small issue where in player top-down controller or top-down camera, it might not be fully set up to Unity standard assets they're using. So if for whatever reason the scripts you downloaded have sample assets, Unity sample assets, change it to Unity standard assets, because Unity changed their naming convention from sample to standard. I'm not quite sure what version they did that at, but they did that at some point. So if you get a little using error, that'll be it. Just change this path here because you want it to be cross-platform, but it needs to be able to find, the assets folder. Enough rambling about that. Do that for both if you need to. Everything is all set up now, so we imported, we changed our scripts, we set up our analogs a little bit here with our horizontals and our horizontal vertical 2s, yada yada yada. I've been building this game for Windows for a while, so this is really all I had to do just to implement this. If for whatever reason you guys are having any other errors, feel free to contact me somehow. You can contact me on the Plygame forums by searching Premium Gamer. It's an old gamer name I used to use. So you could always just message me that way if you need any help. But yeah, so when you load into the game, you would just be working at this point if you followed along. I will leave a link in the description for the written out tutorial for this. So if you want to go and read that instead of watching this, go ahead. But as you can see, boom. One other thing, with these analog sticks, there's this weird thing where if you kind of like have your camera just a bit more above this, like if you have your camera at a 90-degree angle, your character's turning won't be very fluent like this. So you're gonna want to adjust your camera angle so that your max camera angle doesn't want to be too high. I believe this is around 75, 80, and you'll have perfect movement throughout, like every, so like, you know, when you move your analog stick in like an angle and then go to straight, you see how like it slowly turns in every direction. Where if you have your camera at 90 degrees, you would have to go completely sideways and then go all the way to the top, and then it's just a little bit like this, and then it would completely go left and right, so it kind of looks funky. I'm not sure why that bug happens or what that is, but just mess around with your camera's tilt and make sure that it doesn't tilt too high. It can tilt low, doesn't matter about that. I just have it tilting this low because I don't really want to tilt to the point where I start to see underneath my player's feet, because this is generally a top-down game. I might eventually create scripts for the third-person controller for using the virtual joysticks on your third person. That would be nice. I haven't had anyone ask me for that. I don't think I will do it anytime soon, but maybe I will, to kind of build on to our just to build on to the things that we have in our tutorials here, I guess we can say. Just auto-save my player data. That's cool. I'm thinking that, yeah, that's about everything. But yeah, so if you need anything, like I said, contact me, and yeah, ciao.